everyone, and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I'm Andrew, and today we're doing something massive. What if I told you the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe was built on the back of one guy, a genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist? From a dusty cave in Afghanistan, to carrying a nuke through a wormhole, to making the ultimate sacrifice against Thanos. This is the complete story of Tony Stark, also known as Iron Man. We're covering his entire journey across all 9 MCU movies, breaking down his powers and the insane evolution of his suits, his ride-or-die friends, his most dangerous enemies, and the emotional rollercoaster that defined a generation of heroes. If you love deep MCU dives like my Path to Doomsday series, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Let's get into it. This is Iron Man Revamped. Anthony Edward Stark was born into insane wealth and even more insane genius as the son of Howard Stark, legendary inventor and founder of Stark Industries. Tony was a prodigy who built circuit boards at age 4 and graduated MIT at 15, but he was also a reckless playboy who profited off war. Everything changed in 2008's Iron Man when he was captured by the Ten Rings in Afghanistan. With shrapnel inches from his heart, Tony meets Ho Yinsen, who saves his life with a crude electromagnet. Together in that cave, they build the bulky Mark I armor using scraps. The escape is raw as Tony blasts his way out, realizing his own weapons are being used against innocents, and Yinsen's sacrifice plants the first seed of real change in his heart. Back home, Tony shocks the world by shutting down Stark Industries' weapons division. With Pepper and Happy's help, he refines the arc reactor and builds the sleeker Mark II that nearly freezes during its first high-altitude flight test before perfecting the iconic red and gold Mark III. He takes the fight directly to the Ten Rings, but discovers the real threat is closer. His mentor, Obadiah Stane, has been selling weapons behind his back and plans a takeover. Tony uncovers the betrayal and faces it head-on in a tense confrontation. The film builds to an intense personal showdown as Tony battles Stane in the massive Ironmonger armor, a stolen upgrade of his own tech. He destroys his weapons caches and emerges victorious but changed, publicly declaring, "I am Iron Man," at the press conference. This movie launched the MCU and established Tony as its flawed, brilliant, charismatic heart, setting up everything that follows with that perfect Nick Fury post-credits tease. In Iron Man 2, Tony is riding high as a public hero, but success brings a deadly cost as the arc reactor slowly poisons him with palladium. His health declines fast, yet he masks it with parties and defiance, while discovering clues from his late father Howard that lead him to synthesize a new clean element, saving his life. This personal crisis forces Tony to confront mortality and legacy. A new enemy emerges in Ivan Vanko, whose father was exiled by Howard, seeking revenge and publicly humiliating Tony at the Monaco Grand Prix. Justin Hammer teams with Vanko, creating drone suits and even taking the War Machine armor for Rhodey. Tony's relationship with Pepper deepens amid the chaos, and we see his playful yet strained dynamic with Rhodey during the Senate hearing, where Tony testifies with pure, arrogant charm. The climax at the Stark Expo is a spectacle of drones, repulsor blasts, and teamwork as Tony and Rhodey battle Vanko's forces. Tony cures his poisoning just in time and reaffirms his identity with another powerful "I am Iron Man" moment. Beyond the fights, the movie deepens Tony's arc by showing the weight of legacy, both his father's and his own. It sets up a bigger team dynamic and teases larger MCU threats while proving Tony can still carry a solo story with heart and humor. The Avengers marks Tony's transition from lone wolf to team player, and it's a bumpy ride. After Iron Man 2, Nick Fury recruits him to help with the Tesseract and Loki's threat. Tony clashes immediately with Steve Rogers over leadership ideals and egos, with electric banter highlighting Tony's arrogance and Cap's old-school values. When Loki attacks and the team assembles on the helicarrier, tensions explode literally with the Hulk rampage. Tony's genius shines, figuring out Loki's plan, and he bonds with Bruce Banner over science-sharing vulnerable moments about his fears. The epic Battle of New York delivers the payoff as Tony flies through the streets, blasting Chitauri, and makes the ultimate sacrifice, carrying a nuclear missile through the wormhole. His line about the nuke and the quiet moment afterward cement his growth. The team's post-battle shawarma scene shows the Avengers are here to stay, proving Tony can be part of something bigger. Iron Man 3 is Tony's most personal and vulnerable solo outing. Still dealing with PTSD and anxiety attacks after New York, he builds dozens of specialized suits with the house party protocol, desperately trying to protect everyone. The mysterious Mandarin threatens the president, but the real villain is Aldrich Killian with extremis soldiers. Tony loses Pepper temporarily, his home is destroyed, and he operates without his full arsenal, forced to rely on wits and resourcefulness. His relationship with Rhodey deepens, and we see Tony at his lowest, but also most human. The climax delivers fiery action and emotional payoff as he confronts fears, saves the president, and has one of the most powerful "I am Iron Man" moments without the suit. He destroys his suits in a symbolic act of letting go, showing growth from relying on technology to relying on himself and relationships. In Avengers Age of Ultron, Tony's fear of another invasion drives him to create Ultron with Bruce Banner, an AI meant to protect the world that instead becomes a genocidal threat. This is Tony at his most hubristic, playing God with technology, and the consequences are devastating. The film dives into his guilt, and the team fractures during the party at the compound, the creation of Vision, and the epic battle against Ultron's army. Tony's dynamic with the team evolves, especially his reluctant respect for Cap, and the Hulkbuster sequence is a standout. The movie ends with the team fractured but hopeful, setting up civil war. Tony's arc here is about unintended consequences and learning that even good intentions with unchecked power can destroy everything, forcing him to confront his role in creating threats. Civil War is the emotional gut punch of Tony's journey. The Sokovia Accords split the Avengers, with Tony siding with Oversight, due to his guilt over Ultron and casualties. The airport battle is spectacular, pitting friends against each other. The real heartbreak comes when Tony learns the truth about his parents' death. They were murdered by the Winter Soldier. The final confrontation with Cap and Bucky is raw and personal. This film shows Tony's internal conflict between control and responsibility, fracturing the team but deepening his character and setting up his protective role in later films. In Spider-Man: Homecoming, Tony steps into a mentor, father figure role for Peter Parker, giving him an advanced suit with AI but struggling with overprotectiveness. The Vulture provides a grounded threat tied to a previous fallout. Tony's appearances are impactful in the ferry scene and final confrontation, showing tough love. We see him trying to build legacy by guiding the next generation, humanizing him further and showing growth into someone who cares deeply about protecting young heroes. Infinity War brings the ultimate test as Tony fights alongside Doctor Strange and the Guardians on Titan in a desperate stand against Thanos. The battle is intense, strategic, and heartbreaking, with his nanotech suit shining but not enough. The snap hits hard as Tony survives, witnessing half the universe disappear. His helplessness sets up Endgame perfectly, showing Tony at the peak of heroism, willing to face impossible odds. Endgame is Tony's masterpiece and farewell. 5 years after the snap, he lives peacefully with Pepper and daughter Morgan until the chance to undo everything arises. He builds the time travel tech and leads the charge. The final battle is epic, with portals bringing everyone back. Tony's arc culminates in the ultimate selflessness, using the Infinity Stones to snap Thanos away at the cost of his life. His final "I am Iron Man" is perfect symmetry. The funeral and legacy left behind cement him as the heart of the MCU. His sacrifice paves the way for everything next, including multiversal threats in Avengers Doomsday. Tony's powers are rooted first and foremost in his super genius intellect. He invented the arc reactor that powers his suits and keeps him alive while creating advanced AIs like Jarvis, Friday, and Edith. He constantly innovates under pressure, from time travel tech to clean energy. The Iron Man armor itself evolves dramatically from the crude, desperate Mark I built in a cave with flamethrowers and limited flight, to the sleek Mark II and iconic Mark III with repulsors, flight, super strength, durability, energy blasts, and heads-up display. Later suits like the Mark V suitcase version, Mark VII for fast assembly, and the dozens of specialized Iron Legion armors in Iron Man 3 show specialization from stealth to heavy lifting. By Age of Ultron and beyond, the suits become more modular, with their nanotech Mark 50 and the ultimate Mark 85 in Endgame, allowing instant formation, self-repair, and on-the-fly weapon creation. Tony's suits literally evolve with him, from a survival tool to a symbol of protection to the ultimate legacy, reflecting his growth as a hero. No hero stands alone, and Tony's journey is defined by the people around him. Pepper Potts is his rock, moving from assistant to CEO to wife and mother of his child, humanizing him and calling him on his ego. James Rhodey Rhodes as War Machine is his best friend and moral compass, always having his back, even in disagreement. Happy Hogan provides a loyal comic relief and becomes family. Peter Parker is the son Tony never expected to have, mentoring him, giving purpose, and showing growth as a father figure. The Avengers team, including Steve Rogers, with their rivalry turning to respect, Bruce Banner as the science bro, Thor, Natasha, and Clint make Tony the chaotic heart who funds them, fights with them, and ultimately saves them. Nick Fury recruits him, and others like Ho Jensen spark change. These relationships make Tony more than just a guy in a suit. Tony's enemies forced him to grow at every step. Obadiah Stane represents the ultimate betrayal from inside his company. Ivan Vanko seeks personal revenge tied to Tony's father. Aldrich Killian and Extremis soldiers expose Tony's PTSD. Ultron is his own creation gone wrong, his greatest failure and lesson in responsibility. Helmut Zemo manipulates the team to divide. Thanos is the existential threat Tony can't outsmart alone. Internally, Tony battles ego, trauma, fear of failure, and daddy issues with Howard Stark. These antagonists push him toward redemption. Tony Stark's story is about redemption and responsibility. He starts profiting from war and ends sacrificing everything to save the world, learning that with great power comes great responsibility is something you live by. His suits evolve because he evolves, from "I am Iron Man" as an arrogant declaration to selfless last words. His legacy lives on through the Avengers, Peter Parker, Morgan Stark, and the heroes he inspired. As we head into Avengers Doomsday, Tony Stark's impact feels more relevant than ever. Robert Downey Jr. returns not as the man we lost, but in a new game-changing role as Victor Von Doom. Different mask, same task. The burden of ultimate power, the weight of protecting or reshaping reality, the genius clashing with ego and destiny. Tony showed what one brilliant, flawed man can do with the right heart, while Doom represents the dark mirror. Whether through multiversal echoes, lingering tech, or inspired heroes, stepping up Iron Man's sacrifice paved the way for this new chapter. It's the ultimate full circle moment for the MCU. The man who started it all, still shaping its future from beyond the armor. Tony Stark didn't just wear the armor, he became it. From cave to cosmos, playboy to protector, he showed us that anyone can change and that sometimes the biggest heroes are the ones who learn to care. What was your favorite Iron Man moment or suit? Drop it in the comments. Did I miss anything in the 9-movie journey? Let me know. If you enjoyed this deep dive, like the video, subscribe for more MCU Explained content, and don't forget to watch my Avengers Doomsday series, The Path to Doomsday. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay legendary.